Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Wade Watches. I'm Wade. Welcome to another amazing, awesome, spectacular, fresh out of the movie theater review. Where today, somewhat to my own surprise, I just got through watching Minions and Monsters. And as always, I'm just going to be giving you my super quick, super vague, super spoiler-free thoughts. Though honestly, there is nothing in here worth spoiling. But I'm going to do right by you and respect you guys as always. So jumping right into it, let me just firstly say I've never been a fan of the Despicable Me or Minions spin-off franchise. Saw the very first Despicable Me when it first came out in theaters in, I want to say 2011. So I was either 11 or 12 depending on the month it came out. I think I was 12. Thought it was all right and just had no interest in seeing any of the sequels or the Minions spin-off movies. So what got me to see this particular one here today is the fact that I saw the trailer and I saw it would be kind of, set against the backdrop of 1920s Hollywood and would involve monsters. And I thought, ooh, cool, 1920s Hollywood. They might have some neat references to, classic Hollywood and, the inception of film and, stuff that just as a pure cinephile and film history buff, I could just enjoy on that level. And sure enough, they did. And sure enough, that was the most enjoyable part of the movie for me. And that's pretty much what the first half of this movie pretty much is, because the Minions inexplicably through hijinks find themselves in Hollywood. You have them making movies and trying to make a movie, and that's when you get like references to Buster Keaton, Charlie Chaplin, Humphrey Bogart, and all this stuff that again I was like, oh, that's nice, that's neat, that's awesome. And but then, like, after that first half, it does basically, evolve into what I assume is like the standard Minions movie. Again, I can't really like compare this one to the other ones because I haven't seen any of the other ones except the first Despicable Me. But I assume that that's how all of these like play out. It's a lot of like silliness, it's a lot of hijinks and slapstick humor for the kiddies, and that's pretty much what the entire second half of this is. And in saying that, like, yeah, that's pretty much what I anticipated. So I'm not angry at that. I'm not disappointed by the fact that it wasn't, as deep or as mature as I honestly kind of heard that it was, because the word around the campfire is that even though this is like the most like highly rated Minions movie as far as like critics go, it's underperforming at the box office because it just like goes over kids' heads. That I didn't find that to be the case. I just thought it was like, typical for the kiddies hijinks, mainly the second half. If there was anything to go over like kids' heads or be, I guess, like too mature or whatever, I guess it would be the stuff in the first half with the filmmaking that unless kids are really well versed in like classic Hollywood, they're not gonna fully understand. And yeah, hey, there might be some kids out there that know a thing or two about classic Hollywood. I did when I was a kid, so who am I to judge? But anyway, other than that, it's for the kiddies. It's silliness, it's wackiness, it's campiness. I didn't mind that. I wasn't angry at that. So wrapping it up, I'm gonna go ahead and give Minions and Monsters, that's a solid 6 out of 10. I enjoyed the references to old-timey Hollywood, and the silliness and whatnot was serviceable. It's what I was expecting, it's what I predicted. So I'm walking out of it saying to myself, it's a middle of the road kids movies. Obviously, if you have kids who love the Minions and Despicable Me, go ahead and take them to see it. Don't mind the nonsense about it being evil and satanic, because those types of people think everything is evil and satanic. It'll be fine, and it's totally fine for them. And also, if you are an adult who loves this franchise, again, go see it. I think you'll enjoy this one. Have fun with it. Be delighted by these little yellow guys doing their shtick, doing their thing. But for me, myself personally, it was just fine. But again, bear in mind that I am not big on the Minions or Despicable Me or anything like that. So I'm saying if you are, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't enjoy this one just as much as you enjoyed the others, but that's just me. So take my opinion with a grain of salt. But anyway, it's a 6 out of 10 for Minions and Monsters for me. This has been another edition of Wade Watches, and I will see you lovely cinephiles next time. Peace.